I never thought that watching my only son get married would end in his fiancée screaming at me to leave my own venue. It was November 12th, the night of the rehearsal dinner. I had spent months hand-picking every white rose for the centerpieces and lighting every candle myself. I was standing near the stage, clutching my purse. Inside was a $50,000 check, the final payment that was going to make this entire fairy tale a reality. But then, Emma stepped up. Her face was flushed with a strange, frantic anger. She pointed a manicured finger at my chest and hissed, "You're not welcome here anymore. You've done enough damage. Just leave." The laughter stopped. Every pair of eyes in the room turned toward me. My son, Ryan, the boy I had raised on my own, the boy I had given everything to, just stood there. He stared at the floor. He didn't say a word. He didn't even look up. In a moment, I realized I wasn't a mother to him anymore. I was just a walking ATM with an expiration date. I walked out, sat in my car in the freezing parking lot, and let the silence swallow me. But those weren't tears of grief. They were the final sparks of a fire that was about to burn their world down. By the time I pulled into my driveway, my phone was exploding with notifications. "Mom, don't make a scene, just go home," Emma stressed. "Don't ruin this for them, Colleen." Not one person asked if I was okay. Not one person asked why I had been thrown out like trash from an event I was bankrolling. I sat at my kitchen table and opened the leather binder that held every single wedding receipt. Venue, $15,000. Catering, $8,000. Photographer, $4,000. I stared at the numbers until my eyes blurred, and then I saw something that made my blood run cold. A new notification popped up in my email. "Thank you for your $26,000 booking in the Maldives." The Maldives? I hadn't booked a vacation. I logged into my American Express account and scrolled through the recent transactions. My heart hammered against my ribs. Over the last 3 weeks, thousands of dollars had been drained. A Louis Vuitton bridal luggage set. Private yacht excursions. Luxury spa treatments. Emma and Ryan hadn't just taken my generosity for granted, they had stolen my credit card info and planned a secret, high-end heist behind my back. This wedding wasn't a celebration of love. It was a calculated extraction of my life savings. They threw me out of the rehearsal dinner because they didn't need the person anymore, they already had the money. They thought I was a soft, lonely widow who would cry into her pillow and keep the peace. They forgot that I spent 30 years running the books for my late husband's construction firm. I knew exactly how to balance a ledger, and it was time to bring their balance to zero. It was 2 a.m. My hands weren't shaking anymore. They were steady. Cold. I dialed the wedding planner. "Colleen? Is everything okay?" "The ceremony is in 10 hours, she said, sounding exhausted. "Cancel everything," I said, my voice flat. "What?" "Colleen, the deposits are non-refundable. You'll lose a fortune. The contracts are in my name. The payments are from my accounts. If I am not welcome at the wedding, then my money isn't welcome either. Cancel the venue. Cancel the flowers. Cancel the bar. All of it. Right now." Next, I called the venue manager. Then the florist. Then the caterer. With every click of the phone, I felt a weight lifting off my shoulders. Each cancellation was a brick being pulled from the foundation of their entitlement. They wanted a fairy tale? Fine. But they were about to find out that when the godmother leaves the party, the carriage turns back into a pumpkin. By 9 a.m., the pounding on my front door started. It was Ryan. His hair was a mess, his tuxedo shirt was wrinkled, and his face was pale with panic. "Mom. Open the door. What the hell did you do? The caterer just called and said the food isn't coming. The venue won't let the decorators in. People are literally at the hotel waiting for the shuttle. What is going on?" I cracked the door just an inch, looking him dead in the eye. "I did exactly what your bride asked, Ryan. I stopped interfering. I stopped funding my own humiliation. If you can afford a $26,000 honeymoon in the Maldives on my credit card, surely you can afford to buy a few pizzas for your guests." Ryan's face twisted. He went for the one weapon he always used to keep me in line. "You've always been like this, Colleen. Controlling. Selfish. No wonder Dad left you. You suffocate everyone you love. That sentence used to break me. It used to make me apologize and write another check just to prove him wrong. But today? It felt like a gift. Your father left because I stopped being his doormat, Ryan. And today, I'm done being yours. You chose Emma. You chose her lies and her greed over the woman who built the life you're currently standing in. Congratulations. I hope her love pays your rent next month, because your joint account is frozen. I shut the door and locked it. Then came the flying monkeys. My sister-in-law Linda, my ex-husband Mark, everyone called to tell me to be the bigger person. In the US, we love to tell women to take the high road. But the high road is usually just a place where people get stepped on more comfortably. I ignored them and called my attorney, Margaret Chin. We went through the unauthorized charges. We drafted a cease and desist because Emma had started a smear campaign on Facebook, posting teary-eyed selfies with captions like, "My mother-in-law is a toxic monster who ruined my big day out of jealousy." I didn't argue. I just commented on her post. The venue didn't close because of jealousy, Emma. It closed because the credit card you used for your $26,000 secret honeymoon was reported as stolen. Should I post the bank statements here, or wait for the police report? The post was deleted in less than 60 seconds. The wedding day came and went. There was no music. No white roses. No $50,000 party. Ryan and Emma had to scramble to a local courthouse to get married in jeans and t-shirts because they didn't have a dime to their names. Their friends, the ones who had cheered when I was kicked out, were suddenly nowhere to be found when there was no open bar. A week later, Ryan sent me a text. The ego was gone. The rage was replaced by a pathetic, hollow desperation. "Mom, please. We're being evicted. Emma left me because she said she didn't sign up for this. I have nowhere to go. Please, I'm your son." I looked out the window of my farmhouse. The house was quiet. The ledgers were balanced. I typed back. "Ryan, you told me I was toxic. You told me I was the reason your father left. It wouldn't be healthy for you to live with someone like me. You spent 30 years learning how to take. Now, you're going to spend the next 30 learning how to earn. Good luck." I set the phone down and poured myself a cup of coffee. For the first time in my life, I wasn't the bigger person. I was a person who respected herself. They thought they were taking a bitter old woman for a ride, but they realized too late that I wasn't the passenger. I was the engine. And without the engine, the whole car just stops. I am alone now, yes. But I am free. My bank account is full, and my conscience is clear.